Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at some tanks today. We've got the brand new Valken tanks. These are the Riot tanks from Valken, and we've got them in the 3 colors here. They're actually doing 5 colors: the blue, the green, the red. They're doing a black, and they're doing a gray, and I think they're calling the black the Phantom tank though, but the other ones are Riot just because of the print that's on them. So these are a tank that is trying to capture part of that super light market, that lightweight, smaller size, same volume tank market that's out there that you see with like the ultra tanks from Empire, or the Ultra F5, I think is what it's called. The Ninja super light bottles, the SL bottles, the Gorilla, the new Hero bottles. So now Valken's got their own spin on that kind of bottle, a little bit smaller, lighter, but holding the same volume air. So these are 68s that I have in front of me. We'll weigh them up. If I'm not mistaken, they're just over 2 pounds. So yeah, that's 2 pounds. 2 pounds 1 ounce, 2 pounds 1.5 ounces. So pretty light for a bottle. For a comparison, go with the standard here. This is a super light 68 from Ninja, which is pretty much the standard in super light bottles. So it has the Pro V2 reg on it. So that is almost 2 pounds flat, just barely over 2 pounds. And the one from Valken is 2 pounds 1 ounce. So you're not going to see that difference. When you've got this thing strapped up on your gun and you've got all the other stuff on there, you're not going to notice that difference between the Ninja one and the Valken one, weight-wise on there. Size-wise, pretty sure they look about the same. Yeah, a little bit different shape to it on the top side up here, on the neck area and everything, but size-wise, they look to be the same. They're a little bit longer. The reg that they're using right here is a longer reg setup than Ninja's has on their Pro V2, but the bottle itself is actually taller as well. So it's not necessarily just the reg that we're looking at, but the reg, the Valken reg is a bit longer, not too much though. But that in conjunction with the slightly longer tank is going to give you an altogether slightly longer bottle, which for me, I like the longer setup on my tanks. So for like a Ninja bottle, I shoot the 77 because it's a little bit longer. So this 68, I like the size of the 68, but I like the length of this one. As far as the regulator, two screws in the top bonnet will hold it together. Make sure those are always tight on a brand new one. Make sure they're tight right out of the box. I have seen them come in loose. Certain ones that I've taken apart, I have seen an extra shim in here. This one does not have the extra shim. They're using a spring stack, a Belleville washer stack, to create their spring. And then you've got the pin spring and pin right there. And they are using a pin that doesn't have an O-ring on it because the O-ring is recessed into the top. Very similar to a Ninja setup right there. The one difference between kind of, I would say, I don't want to keep referring to Ninja, but Ninja is a standard now, really. The piston, this piece that I'm holding in my hand right here, the O-rings are going to be the same between the two, but the reg seat that you see recessed into this section right here, this seat is non-replaceable. So if you were to have a problem with the seat, which I wouldn't expect, but if it did happen, if you got some dirt or debris or some type of contaminant in the regulator assembly and it was to damage your seat, you would have to replace the whole piston. You cannot get the reg seat out and replace it independent of the piston itself. So you would need to replace the whole thing. So let's put that back in there. Push it in there. Now these regs don't come with any kind of shims. And when I say shims, I'm talking about thin shims, not the washer shim itself, to adjust pressure. But I'm sure that you could put shims into it and slightly adjust the pressure up or down, depending on what you were looking for. Well, you wouldn't be adjusting it down by putting shims in. You would be maybe flipping the last shim over to reduce it to a low pressure setup, or adding shims to increase the pressure slightly. But they're standard output bottles, so you're looking somewhere between the 750 to 850 pressure range, 68 cubic inches. Have all the same safety features that you see on a tank. Burst discs, both the high and low burst disc. The gauges are 0 to 6,000 gauges. It's just a new, everybody's going for that setup now, the super light setup. and Valken's thrown their hat into the ring as well. So check them out on the website. The Valken Riot tanks, the blue, green, red, and gray versions. And then there's a black one, but they're calling it Phantom, not Riot. So check it out on the website. Valken tanks available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.